tonight. My name is Marty Manning. I'm from radio station 99.9 KEZ. Anybody ever listen to that? I bet you're clapping for the Christmas music. That's all right. We love it. But really, what could be better than honoring blood donors? I'm a proud blood donor myself. I was just telling our special guest tonight, David Reese, my son was 9 years old. He was a Cub Scout, and one of the other Cub Scouts was going to have open heart surgery, and they asked if the parents, the families could donate blood to kind of help balance the supply, so we decided to donate. That was the first time, and he's going to be 37 in June, so that's how long I've been donating, and really, but I really just say that so that you know that it really means something to me to be here tonight, and like I say, if you ask anybody at the start of the day, how would you like to save a life today? Wouldn't they say yes? I would think so. And that's what I think. Every time I go to donate blood, I think, well, I'm going to save a life today. And what could be a better feeling than that? And I know you all feel the same way. So thank you. I'm really pleased to be here, and thank you for everything that you do. There are donors here who have given as often as 24 times just in the past year. Others who have 300, 400, 500, even 600 lifetime donations. That's amazing. And you will meet a lot of these folks as we go on here. I think tonight's going to be great fun. My wife and I love music. We love musical theater. So when you combine the two, that's a perfect recipe. And they've got 2 shows going ahead on here, the Jersey Boys meeting Mamma Mia. So that's going to be a lot of fun tonight. But before we give out all the very well-deserved awards, there are 2 groups we want to thank. We have 2 event sponsors. Their support helped make this evening possible. The first is a longtime United Blood Services supporter, a great friend of the state, among many other types of support. They have sponsored the high school blood drive challenge for 20 years, and they've stepped it up tonight by being a sponsor of this fine event. And they started their season off with a great game last night. Lenny and I were there. Let's give a warm round of applause to our home team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Talk about saving lives in their 20 years, and they're just celebrating the 20th anniversary. They've given back to the community over $55 million in charitable donations, so that's just amazing the work that they do, and we really appreciate their help tonight. Next, we have the year-round media sponsor of United Blood Services platelet program and the media sponsor for the Summer Drive to Save Lives campaign. So please give it up for the new Channel 7 AZTV. Our first speaker tonight is probably a new face to all of you. He's the brand new president of United Blood Services Southwest Division. So please keep that clapping going. Please help me welcome to the stage Mr. Tom Choi.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate all of you. So I started working for United Blood Services, which is one of the nation's largest transfusion medicine organizations, a little over 30 years ago. And at the time, it was in my last semester of college. I was a brand new dad. I was looking for what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Had no clue that this is what I'd be doing so many years later, standing here in a room full of heroes. It's been an amazing journey. It didn't take me long after being exposed to my first event like this to realize that I absolutely am in the right place. I am mission-oriented. I didn't know it at the time. But I absolutely believe in what we do, and I am absolutely in awe of the heroes in the room, those of you that just give selflessly of yourself and of your life's blood. It's an amazing thing to be around. I've had 30 plus years of incredible experiences, and I have all of you to thank for that. So I was in Las Vegas back in October, the morning after the tragic shootings. And I mean, I can't even convey in words what it was like to be there, what it was like to experience everything that was going on at the time. We had literally hundreds and hundreds of people standing outside in our parking lot, lining the streets. They actually, at one point, the Las Vegas Police Department had to shut down the main street that our main operation exists on in order to accommodate the flow of traffic and all the people that wanted to donate. We had hundreds of organizations around the Las Vegas Valley that were just dropping off supplies and food and bottled water. At one point, I actually strongly considered opening up a mini mart because we had gotten so many donations of food and drink. It was absolutely incredible. But we have a short video that I'd like to play for you all. It'll give you a much stronger impression of what it was like to be there. Can we roll the video? Vegas strong. That video, I was in a board meeting, and there wasn't a dry eye in the room, myself included. There were only a couple of us that were actually in Las Vegas during that tragedy. I mean, I can't convey in words what it felt like. There aren't many opportunities in life that we all get to experience something that kind of changes your life. The things that I saw, the things I got to participate in during the week that I was there, they're all things that will stay with me for the rest of my life. The reality is, though, that it was the blood that was donated days before the event that actually made the difference. We saw thousands of donors in a 6 to 8 week period after the event where we had a ton of support pouring in. But it was those blood products that were donated a few days beforehand that actually made the difference. As a matter of fact, we have 3 individuals in this room whose platelet products were used in Las Vegas. I want to recognize them. When I call you in, could you stand up so we can recognize and acknowledge you? John Coney. Is John here? Oh, there's John. Oh, yeah. David Knierim. Is David here? Yeah, there it is. Luke McFall. Luke here? Oh, there's Luke. It was those 3 and hundreds of other incredibly generous people that actually made the difference and it helped prevent further deaths from the tragedy. So in closing, I want to, once again, thank you all. I salute you. I absolutely applaud you. God bless you. Please enjoy the evening. You all deserve it.
Thank you, Tom. We're going to begin the awards portion of the evening. A few years ago, United Blood Services created a program called the Century Club to honor and recognize a very elite group of donors. And here to tell you more about that is a good friend of mine. We worked together, boy, for years now. She's the public face of United Blood Services. She handles all of the media and the PR. Please welcome the hardest working person I know, Sue.
Thank you, Marty. The Century Club was established to honor donors who have achieved lifetime donations of 300 or more. And while there are more than 120,000 people who give blood regularly with United Blood Services, only about 95 people have been able to reach this elite status of 300 or more lifetime donations. Cumulatively, these 95 people have given an amazing 36,195 donations. Let's give them all a big hand. You'll find the complete Century Club list in your program. Each of the newly inducted and Century Club members who advance levels receive a certificate, and their achievement is displayed on the plaque at each of their home donor centers. And though they couldn't all be here with us tonight, I would like to acknowledge the Century Club members who are here with us tonight. If you could please stand when your level is announced. Silver status. Please congratulate the 65 donors who have earned silver status with 300 lifetime donations. Do we have any of those folks here tonight? And now for our gold status members, could please stand. We have 22 donors who have reached 400 or more lifetime donations. Gold status. We also have a few platinum level members with us here tonight who have reached 500 or more donations. Just 6 people have reached this amazing level, and I believe about 3 of them are here tonight. Have been able to reach our most elite level, the diamond level, with 600 lifetime donations. We're going to have a special presentation for them in just a moment, but tonight we would like to induct our newest members into the Century Club. We have 3 donors here tonight who are now 300 lifetime donations members. As I call your name, it would be great if you could just come on up to the stage to accept your award. So first we have Doyle Perry from the Phoenix Donor Center. We also have Diane Schneider from the Glendale Donor Center. As well as Cindy Stefanovic from the Glendale Donor Center. And while we wait for our last member to come up here, I'd also like to announce 3 silver level members who have advanced from silver to gold with 400 or more donations. First we have Ronald Folkwine from the Glendale Donor Center. Dennis Heindel from the Scottsdale Donor Center. Also from the Scottsdale Donor Center. And while we're waiting for our next 2 donors to come to the stage to accept their award, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our top honor here. Until now, we've had just one donor, James Van Dyne, who has been able to reach the amazing level of 600 lifetime donations, with 644 donations on record, and told me today that he's given another since I ran his tally. He has the highest number of donations in Arizona. Let's welcome James Van Dyne to the stage. He's from the Phoenix Donor Center. James has been a dedicated blood donor for more than 30 years. When James' wife was diagnosed with cancer in 1985, he pledged to give blood, trying to reach 500 donations in her honor. Sadly, Mary Lou lost her fight with cancer in 1989, but he has continued his pledge to give platelets every 2 weeks since that time. And we're so grateful for your support, James. Thank you for your donation. It's not going to be so lonely at the top for long. We have one more donor who has reached this amazing level of 600 donations. Franklin Martinson from the Scottsdale Donor Center is our newest member. He gave his 600th donation on October 31st. He was unable to make it here with us tonight, but he accepted his award live on AZTV7 last week. Here's a clip from that moment.
Frank Martinson, it is truly an honor for me to present you with the highest award in the Century Club, the Diamond Award. How does this make you feel?
That's awesome. Pat, it's hard to believe that since 1975 I've made 600 donations and inspired now to make it to 700.
Well, but I must ask you, what makes you such a dedicated donor?
Well, I've been blessed with good health, and I feel I need to share my good health with others. And thinking back of past years when we've had these blood dinners, we had one especially at Chase Field, where a person who had received blood products from us, who came up to me, looked me in the eye, shake my hand and said, "Thank you for saving my life."
An unforgettable story. In my work with United Blood Services at AZTV, I've had the opportunity to meet and interview a great number of blood recipients, and they all have at least one thing in common. They're alive because of people like you, who take the time to selflessly donate platelets for about 2 hours each visit and up to 24 times each year. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank and congratulate all the Max heroes here tonight. Throughout my career, I've played a few superheroes, but in my book, you are my superheroes. Thank you.
Let's give a huge round of applause to all of our Century Club members here tonight. As I mentioned, the complete list is in our program, including new inductees and donors who have had level advancements. Please be sure to congratulate the ones that weren't able to make it tonight once you see them at your donor centers. In the meantime, thank you for selflessly donating platelets to help save and improve the lives of countless people. Your passion and commitment is an inspiration to us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And let's hear it again for all of our remarkable Century Club members. We have a long, life-saving legacy to be very proud of. Thank you so much for all the donations and for all the time you spend and for all the love you give. Now it's my honor to recognize those individuals who stepped up in 2017 to give the very highest levels of automated MAX donations. Our MAX Hero Awards recognize all the different types of automated donations that we ask you to make based on current hospital supplies and patient need. As a reminder, an explanation of how the award levels are determined is listed in your program. Out of a total of 5,475 people who gave platelets at least once last year, 432 of you reached at least 70% or higher of your maximum allowable donations. That's a remarkable achievement. All 432 of those names, all 432 of you, are listed in your program. You are definitely our superstars. So fittingly, the award levels are named after things involving stars, because you're the stars. For those of you who have reached the 70% level and higher, there was a gift bag with a certificate in it at your table. Your award level is listed on the certificate inside. And now, based on the award level on your certificates, will all of you who reach the star level please stand and remain standing while we tell everyone of your accomplishments. The star level, please, everyone stand. Our star level donors reached 70% of your possible donations in 2017. You guys are supposed to keep standing. Oh, well, Marty, you're asking a lot when there's food on the table. Come on. Whatever, we'll just continue to honor you. Each of you is a shining star that lights the path for others to follow. An outstanding 141 donors reached this level. Together, you gave 1,516 total automated max donations. That means that you helped over 3,000 patients in 2017. Since most of you gave more than one component, that's incredible. Congratulations. Now, say thank you. Next, will all of you who reach the constellation level please stand? And I'll leave it up to you. You can remain standing or continue eating. But we're here to say thank you. Those constellation members that you see standing reached 80% of your possible donations in 2017. Like a constellation, your collective efforts create a picture of the importance of saving lives and provide an example for all of us to follow. An extraordinary 90 donors reached that level, altogether giving 1,040 automated max donations. With multiple components, you have provided the gift of life to over 2,100 patients. Terrific job. Let's hear it again for our constellation members. Next, we'll ask all of you who have reached the galaxy level to please stand. There you go. That's so great. At the galaxy level, you have demonstrated an incredible commitment to serving others. You have given 90% of the maximum possible donations. Your accomplishments remind us that the needs of people on Earth are as expansive as a galaxy. You should be very proud of your accomplishments and proud of all the lives that your donations have impacted. A distinguished 76 donors reached this impressive level. In all, these 76 individuals gave 1,006 automated max donations, which means your generosity helped over 2,000 patients. What an incredible accomplishment. Please, let's hear it for them as well. Now we've reached the top level. The supernova donors. These incredible donors reached 100% or more of their possible donations. Sue's going to have to explain to me how you can do more than 100% of your possible donations. Like a supernova, you provide the brightest light to draw attention to the needs of others. You often give multiple types of platelet donations, depending on what was most needed by patients at the time of your donation. And you may have noticed that these donors have a bright yellow name badge to identify them. So as you've been mingling and meeting folks, if you notice that, that's why they had that yellow name badge. A phenomenal 125 donors reached this highest level of achievement. And here's the truly amazing part. Here's the math. These 125 donors gave an astonishing 2,101 automated max donations. That's an average of 17 donations each, with 34 of you giving 20 times or more. Together, your donations helped more than 4,200 patients. Wow! Please give this group a round of applause. Now, to honor your accomplishments, we have a special gift for each of you. So I'm going to call your names, and as I do, please come up on stage. You can come up either on the left, that would be my left, or the right, that would be your left. In other words, either side. To help present their gift, we have Tom and Sue returning to the stage. Sue is demonstrating for our superheroes. As a symbol of the superheroes that you are, you'll be given a superhero cape. You know, these are perfect to wear to church. Maybe just the grocery store. Or just lounging around the house, watching television. Honey, just get me another drink? I'm a superhero, you know. All right, here we go. So as I call the names, just make your way up here. Barbara Bauman of Phoenix. Leanne Beeman of Phoenix. Kevin Bergner, Scottsdale. Stephen Bodescu of Glendale. Kimberly Bradford from Mesa. Robert Rust of Scottsdale. Robert Bundy from Mesa. By the way, I'll remind you all that as we get your cape, we're going to ask you to stay here because we're going to get everybody together for a photo. Thomas Chapman from Glendale. Gordon Chase from Scottsdale. Gene Coates from Scottsdale. Daniel Cook from Scottsdale. Peggy Dingfield from Goodyear. Julie Doan from Goodyear. Ronald Folkwine from Glendale. Hey, by the way, you guys, no flying around the room or anything with the station. Rohan Gray from Glendale. Anthony Griffin from Glendale. Alice Harris from Mesa. David Highway from Chandler. Dennis Handel from Scottsdale. Janice Hennessy from Phoenix. Robert Henry from Scottsdale. Clancy Jane from Glendale. Goodyear. David Knierim Jr. from Glendale. Matthias Manalo from Mesa, or Manalo. John Merrick from Glendale. Dana Moore from Glendale. Keldon Morrell from Glendale. Doyle Perry from Phoenix. Remember when you were a kid and your name started with V or W and you always said, I'm always last. Well, now that means you're getting to eat still while we call these names, so you're finally getting justice. John Plouffe from Glendale. Matthew Press from Glendale. Robert Roos from Scottsdale. Robert Bryce II from Phoenix. Patrick Scanlon from Phoenix. John Schreiber from Mesa. Thomas Steinmetz from Mesa. Marcia Unser from Glendale. James Van Dyne from Phoenix. And Kenneth Voss from Scottsdale. Two more to get up here. Look at this amazing collection of Cape Crusaders. These are your supernova donors, your superheroes. Everybody smile. Everyone say, I'm ready to donate. You got it? All right, thank you very much. Congratulations once again to all of our supernova donors. Give them that big round of applause. Your actions are truly inspirational, each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see them all in church with their capes on. Now, how many of you are watching that and saying, you know, next year I'm going to be up there and get a cape? Okay, we're going to be looking for you. And a special thanks to our helpers on the stairs. Nobody appreciates that more. Everybody enjoying themselves? Having a nice dinner? See, my friend, the critic was right, the food is good. How about a nice round of applause for the folks at United Blood Sisters for putting this together. They're giving us all a nice treat this evening. It's a pretty neat way to say thank you, I think, and it's really, really appreciated what you do. Now we've reached the part of our program that I think you've all been waiting for. Our next guest knows firsthand that platelet transfusions are a personal miracle. You can find out right now why you're all doing this. Please welcome our special guest, David Reese.
My name is David Reese. It is an honor and a blessing to be here with you tonight. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I think that's only true if you know the story behind that picture. If you'll allow me, I would love to share the stories behind the pictures that you just saw. Now, I don't know about you, but 2016 was a great year for me. Slide. To start out, in January, I was at the gym 5 to 6 times per week, training for and completing my second half marathon with my dad. I loved working out and would go to the gym as often as I could. Even though completing a half marathon was a big deal to me, it wasn't the only highlight of my year. Slide. In September of 2016, I gathered the courage to ask my girlfriend, Marty, to marry me. Thankfully, she said yes to being my fiancé, and she even said yes to being here tonight. Marty, can you come to the stage, please? The weekend Marley said yes. I planned out a guest list, a budget, made a wedding binder, and started going into Groomzilla mode. Marley took a nap. She was the smart one. Little did we know that our engagement and relationship as a whole would face its toughest challenge yet. In January 2016, I started developing red spots and rashes all over my body. I never experienced them before, so Marley and I were a little concerned. I would count the spots before going to bed, and when I woke up, I would realize that more spots were there. Over the next 2 months, more strange symptoms would come. I started noticing blood sores in my mouth, a choking sensation when I would lay down in bed for night, and extreme exhaustion to the point where I couldn't even walk up one flight of stairs without stopping. We knew something was wrong, so I started checking with my primary care physician. Over the period of 2 months, I was misdiagnosed multiple times by my doctor. However, on the morning of March 10th, 2017, just a little over a year ago, my PCP called me and said, "You need to go to the emergency room at think you have leukemia. Leukemia, I thought to myself, that's impossible. I'm only 26 years old. However, I decided to listen to my doctor. I texted Marley and told her I was going to the hospital, and she took the day off work to meet me there. When I arrived at the emergency room, the nurses and doctors immediately started blood tests and checking my vital signs. Less than an hour later, a doctor slowly and sadly walked into the room, looked in my eyes, and said, "My friend, I am sorry. You have leukemia, a type of blood cancer. If we don't start treatments immediately, you will have 3 to 4 weeks to live." I told him that's impossible because we haven't received the test results yet. He said, "I'm 95% sure you have leukemia. We're just waiting for the results to see what kind of leukemia you have." He left the room, and immediately my world crumbled. Cancer? I have cancer? 2 of my aunts had cancer. My grandpa had 2 different types of cancer that eventually took his life. What does this mean for us? What does this mean for me? What does this mean for Marley and I? What does this mean that I only have 3 weeks to live? Are you sure? I don't know if I can do this. It's just too much. I asked Marley to leave the room so I could call my parents, who were out of state, and told them the news. They were speechless and instantly tried to find a way to come back home to see me. Marley had called her room as well, called her mom as well, to tell her the news, and within an hour, she was at the hospital with us. By the grace of God, after just a 15-minute freakout, I calmed down a little and recognized what this is and what this meant. This is cancer. I have cancer. I know what this is. I know what this can do. This can end my life. This could kill me. However, if the average life expectancy was 26, crushed it. I knocked out everything on my bucket list and was even looking at other people's bucket lists for inspiration. After that, with acknowledgement and acceptance, I decided it was okay that I had this diagnosis. While I was okay hearing I had cancer and I accepted it, I also promised Marley that I would fight this with every ounce of my being. Slide. We started treatments immediately, which included 4 rounds of chemotherapy and a stem cell infusion. Every time I had to receive chemotherapy dose, my doctors and nurses were legally obligated to tell me, "This could kill you." That wasn't even the hardest part of my treatments. I dealt with intense stomach pains, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, and muscle soreness. Every time my blood counts were low, I felt an exhaustion that I've never experienced before. I was barely able to make it out of my bed. In total, I had 7 hospitalizations, totaling over 100 days. I spent nights in the ICU after 104.3 fever. I dealt with a broken arm due to my counts being so low. I lost all of my strength after sitting in a bed for so long. And there was even one day where I thought I was going to die. However, the physical pains were nothing compared to the emotional and mental struggles. Cancer had a hold on me. Because of cancer, I lost all my hair and dealt with self-esteem issues. I missed both mine and my best friend's bachelor parties. I missed date nights and gym sessions and youth ministry retreats that I was supposed to lead. I missed going to Australia with my family, hangouts with my friends, going to see my favorite bands playing in concert, and going to live wrestling shows. To which Marley was happy that I wasn't there for. But through all the bad, through 9 months of bad, there was something good. You. Over the 285 days of treatments, I received 25 platelet transfusions and 14 blood transfusions. I could tell when I needed these transfusions because my body was weak, tired, would bruise easily, and I didn't have a lot of strength. Once I received the transfusion, though, it felt like I had new life within me. I was able to get out of bed, walk the halls, go on a hospital date with my fiance, and one day I even had the ability to walk 2 miles within the hospital. Marley could barely keep up with me. But I received more than just your blood and platelets. I received your care and support. It took me a while, but eventually I started praying the rosary whenever I would receive a transfusion. I told myself, if my donor can take 2 to 3 hours out of their day to make a donation, the least I can do is take 20 minutes to pray for them. Your selfless gift kept me alive. Your selfless gift meant I could marry the love of my life on November 11th, 2017. Oh wait, there's more. I was able to hear the words, "Your cancer is in remission," on December 19th, 2017. I was even able to celebrate my first Christmas with my new wife on December 25th, 2017. You don't even know me, and you gave me your lifeblood. You don't even know me, and you made a sacrifice out of your day so that I could live, so that I could experience life some more. You gave me the opportunity to marry my wife, to celebrate another birthday, and to have the ability to one day, hopefully, see our children brought into the world. I can't thank you enough for your gift. Thank you for being a platelet donor, and thank you for saving my life.
That was amazing. That's why when somebody says, "Would you like to save a life today?" you know what to say. David, we're just so happy that you're doing well, could share that amazing story with us. We're glad that your wife Marley could join us this evening as well. Thank you both for being here. Thank you for being so generous with your story, and thank you for reminding everyone why we're here. Let's hear it for them. And for you, give yourselves a round of applause. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the formal portion of our program tonight. Fun's just beginning. The show, What a Night, will begin at 7:30. Right now it's about 5 after 7. That means we've got plenty of time to finish a meal, to order another drink, to have some dessert, whatever, or to take advantage of the facilities. But seriously, thank you for being with us tonight, and thank you for everything you do. Really really appreciate it, and you deserve everything that has been said here tonight. Thank you so much for saving lives. Enjoy the rest of your evening.